Guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video. We'll be talking today about what may be quietly one of my most anticipated Star Wars projects, that being Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew is clearly an attempt by Disney to ride the wave of Stranger Things' success by creating a Spielbergian-style adventure story focused on the adventures of children, well, not being exclusively for children. Ahsoka has actually made the basic plot details we do know about Skeleton Crew even more interesting, and that's what we'll be talking about in today's video. Before we get started though, I do want to give a special shout out to my friend Josh from Den of Nerds, who is fundraising for a very cool project. Josh is putting it out there by making his own graphic novel. It's called Unity. The story is set in a future after a war between superheroes has nearly destroyed humanity, but an artificial being known as Midas has shown up to help us build back from the brink of extinction. It's influenced by, well, all the things you'd expect if you know Josh: Star Wars, Dragon Ball, Marvel, of course one of my favorite graphic novels as well, Watchmen, and it has a professional team including those working on current big Marvel comics. The project's ambitious, it needs your support, and there's about 24 hours left. The great thing is the project is funded, so we know it's getting made, but the more money, the better. And there's some stretch goals, so I'm going to link to the Kickstarter, make sure you check it out, and let me know what you think. So, one of the major revelations of Ahsoka has been the existence of the pathway to Peridea. This is some form of hyperspace lane or perhaps other natural phenomenon which allows travel to a galaxy distant from the main Star Wars galaxy. The only thing is, travel there and back is extremely difficult, with the only two confirmed ways that we're aware of either being an ungodly powerful hyperdrive, and I guess we still technically don't know whether that works, and of course a Purgle who travel the pathway to Peridea. I wonder if Peridea is going to be the name of the galaxy, probably, as a part of their ordinary migration. Why is that interesting when it comes to Skeleton Crew? Well, let's talk about Skeleton Crew's main story and the little we know about the TV show. According to StarWars.com, Skeleton Crew will be centered on a group of children lost in space set in the New Republic time frame. We've heard in other interviews that the goal in Skeleton Crew is to get back home. The kids, it almost seems to me like they're on a field trip with Jude Law, have been trapped or sent somewhere and they don't know how to get back. It seems quite obvious to me that this place where they're trapped is Peridea, the other galaxy, whatever it's called. I can even hypothesize what happened. We see that the Eye of Sion, as it travels into hyperspace down the pathway to Peridea, makes a massive rift, and you can imagine that this could have affected hyperspace travel in the local area. You know, ships who are jumping through hyperspace in the vicinity are caught up in whatever massive hyperspace wake the Eye of Sion causes, and thus Jude Law and his school bus full of children ends up also in the other galaxy, not unlike how Thrawn and Ezra found themselves there trapped as well. I think this also makes sense when you look at thematically how the show is being presented. Not thematically from a plot standpoint, but the fact that it's being tied together with Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, and other projects as being a part of the greater Mandoverse and a lead up to whatever this big final thing is. It's hard to imagine why school children would otherwise be involved, and I think this provides the most obvious reason. And it also indicates to me that there are going to be more mysteries and things to discover in this other galaxy. I suspect that with Ahsoka, we'll get a very brief look at what's going on. Then pretty much everyone will leave the galaxy. Then in Skeleton Crew, we'll fully explore the mysteries beyond. And I kind of wonder whether we could even see characters like Baylan and Shin show up in that show. Although now I'm really wildly speculating. What is in this other galaxy? Well, we don't know. Even the leaks have been pretty quiet about them, and even if they hadn't, I wouldn't talk about them in a theory video. The little we do know indicates that Morgan Elsbeth and the Night Sisters are somehow related to the goings-on of that galaxy, or at least their ancient descendants are, which I find very interesting because the Night Sisters themselves are completely different from most other Force sensitives in the galaxy, indicating that the location they come from could be excessively strange as well. Now, still no trailer yet for Skeleton Crew. There was one shown at Star Wars Celebration, but it was mostly images. I'll give you kind of a brief spoiler. I can't show it. I will discuss it. Mostly showing the kids at school. We got to look at Jude Law's character, who is apparently a Jedi. And we did also see, I think most strangely, the spiky-faced pirate from Gorian Shard's gang in The Mandalorian Season 3. I have no clue how that's going to tie into the events of Skeleton Crew, but the last thing we see of the pirate, who by the way is named Vane, is him running away after the death of Gorian Shard. You know, The Mandalorian Season 3 made a lot of references to dark things going on in the galaxy, sort of everything being more than it appeared. I do wonder whether Vane could be connected to those dark happenings. In Star Wars Legends, there's a character in the Thrawn trilogy named Niles Ferrier, and he really reminded me of Vane. Not in appearance, really, but he's essentially a pirate, a ship thief rather than a proper pirate like Vane, but he's also lacking almost totally in loyalty. He's very cowardly, but he's quite deadly, so I think the comparison there is apt. He serves as Thrawn's connection to the underworld, and most notably attempts to help him find the Katana fleet. I don't know whether new Thrawn is going to have some sort of plot device like that, but I guess we'll see. Either way, I don't think the inclusion in Skeleton Crew is any sort of mistake, especially where there is obviously this greater narrative being woven together. But that's just my opinion, my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below, whether my theories are completely out of whack or whether you're going in sort of the same direction. Anyway, just a reminder, you can check the link down in the description for Josh's project. We will be having another Ahsoka video very soon. I'm either uploading this the night before or the day of the new episode. That might answer some of our questions. I guess we'll see.